Hi, I'm Matthew, and for my Trans Lives Matter video, I'm going to be talking about Sophie. Sophie was a Scottish musician who, in addition to releasing her own music, worked pretty extensively as a producer for other artists. If you're not familiar with her music, here's a little sample. Sophie really came to prominence with her single Bip, released in 2013, but she wouldn't publicly come out as a trans woman until the release of her 2017 single, It's Okay to Cry, its accompanying music video. It's Okay to Cry was followed by her debut studio album, Oil of Every Pearls and Insides. And on this album, multiple tracks feature trans identity as a main lyrical theme. It's Okay to Cry is the opening song on the album, and it features these lines. The whole idea of being lost and then coming out of that as a new you is pretty clearly alluding to exploring one's gender identity. On Face Shopping, the entire first verse is basically just references to trans identity presented through an abstract lens. You can infer that chemical release refers to hormone replacement therapy. Synthesize the real is this idea that through changing your real body, you're actually coming closer to your true self, and the plastic surgery goes along with that. Social dialect is, I think, a reference to voice training. Positive results is being accepted by society. Possibly that means passing. In Documents of Life is having your name changed and your gender identity updated on your birth certificate or other legal documents. The last song I want to talk about is Immaterial, which is ultimately a celebration of one's inner self over like any physical realities. In the first verse, Sophie gives up any physical signifiers and basically acknowledges her agency to be the person that she wants to be. And in the refrain, she repeats this sentiment and acknowledges once again that there's really no limits on who she is or who she can be. Also, outside of any specific song examples, the whole album is just structured in a way where it's basically telling the story of someone coming to fully embrace the person that they are on the inside. So, yeah. So, how does this all relate to what we've been talking about in class? First, Sophie's style is centered around this futuristic take on pop music, and specifically on Oil of Every Pearls on Insides, she mixes this futurism with issues of trans identity. Sophie's not a person of color, so her work isn't exactly the same as the Afrofuturist works we've been looking at, but there's a very significant overlap in my opinion. Additionally, I think today in particular is a good day to talk about this because the story for this week ties into this topic quite well. In Time Box Altered, a recurring theme is the universality of art. At one point, Bugs says, quote, music is forever, music's for everyone. Basically, this idea that marginalized peoples can gain a voice through musical expression, which is basically what Sophie did. Sophie unfortunately passed away on January 30th, 2021, after an accidental fall from a rooftop. Still, her legacy shines on. When Kim Petras accepted a Grammy win earlier this year, she thanked Sophie for helping to pave the way for trans musicians going forward. It seems as though Sophie's legacy will only continue to grow with time, and hopefully, her work has set the stage for more and more trans musicians to find acceptance in her wake. I'll end with this question. Is there any piece of media, whether it be in the realm of music or some other medium, that you feel was and or is particularly important when it comes to your gender or sexual identity journey? As a cis man who's always been pretty comfortable with my gender identity, I haven't really related to art in this way. So I'm curious to hear from those with more extensive experience with exploring gender identity, if any of y'all have had more impactful encounters with art in this way. Thank you very much.